Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to Pokemon Movie Review Hour, where we try to cram as many people at a table as possible. So if we'd like to introduce ourselves, we'll start on that side.
I'm Kay. I'm Mams.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Thomas.
I'm Max, and I get my own microphone.
I'm Sam. I'm Blake.
And together we are the foundation for the eradication of Gen 5 Pokemon. Like, if you had like 2 more people, I think we have the whole group.
Yeah.
There's so, huh?
Yeah, you are dismissing too.
Yeah, I can't, I don't know who, Clayton and Natalie, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Anyway, so why are we here?
Well, we promised Thomas we'd talk about the Pokemon movies. Not necessarily that we'd say nice things about the Pokemon movies, but that we talk about them.
But they're all good movies, and I'm sure you all have positive things.
No, you don't get a microphone if you're going to say they're good movies.
They're good. Well, most of them. Well, I like 17 of them.
Look, we sat through all of these movies, so now we're going to talk about them so these people don't have to sit through them.
I would say we watched all 23 Pokemon movies, so you don't have to, but I'm certain between when we made this panel and now someone has made that a YouTube video, because the amount of YouTube videos that are just, I watched all the Pokemon movies is a lot. And I haven't watched any of them because I don't want to plagiarize their content, but I also want to know if they're better than us, and it's very frustrating.
They are.
Shut the fuck up, Chris.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with the very first movie. So, who got that one?
Nope.
No, we mean who? Wait, you have slides made and ready for this.
Yeah. So, maybe...
No, I want to see. Could you come up and present, please? Chris, you also raised your hand.
Yeah.
I think what I appreciate, so my interpretation was you all raised your hand if you've seen the movie, and half of you didn't raise your hands. And this is the only one everyone's seen.
It's probably best that we aren't prepared to talk about this one, because it can be a little problematic in modern days. So we're just going to leave it on its nostalgia pedestal and skip over it. So does anyone have anything adjacent to the first movie, like maybe the second movie?
So, I have one with Mewtwo in it. Does that count?
That counts.
I mean, well, we have what? Mewtwo Strikes Back? And now,
No, I have...
what's he do after he strikes back?
I have Mewtwo Returns.
Huh?
Oh.
So,
Why do they both sound like sequels?
they are. So, like with all great movies, we're going to start with a 5-minute copy and paste of another movie. I did appreciate seeing this again, so I'll take it. The plot kind of takes forever to get to the point. So I'm going to save you about 40 minutes with the highlights, which includes that, your frying pan can be a drying pan.
Is that proper etiquette for a cast iron?
No. You can technically pass the Bechdel test if it's done with secondary characters. And this movie's obsessed with miracle water. In case you forget, they will remind you every 5 minutes. We then deal with the usual issue of Brock flirting with a bunch of women, including a potential minor. It's never said, but she's very minor coded. So here's a reminder that Brock should be on a list.
Wait, a list of Republican appointments, or which list?
You know which list.
Ganondorf's list.
So, I do want to take a moment to appreciate that Mewtwo and his clone buddies have set up an Amish colony. We know this thanks to our local Amish translator, Meow. Meow kind of translates that it's a whole philosophy YouTuber presentation about the nature of life and existence. So, like, for extra likes, Mewtwo goes right into Christ allegory. So, Mewtwo gets completely roasted in chat. Ash tries to solve the problem by throwing him in a lake. So after that, basically the moral of the story is that if you drown a live streaming Pokemon, you get an underground utopia.
Hell yeah.
That's not how it start, not gonna lie. We're gonna go into a more recent one, that's The Power of Us, which is basically Pokemon San Francisco. So, like usual, we're mostly traveling with Ash, but we certainly don't meet him first. We end up being kind of thrown for a loop by meeting the rest of the cast, which includes, your former track star with main character energy.
Wait, is that just Marine from My Dress Up Darling?
Basically.
Okay.
The mayor's daughter with a secret friend, a traumatized old lady, with severe, traumatized lady who hates Pokemon, which mood. A scientist with severe social anxiety, aka me. I don't identify with any of these people. Holy crap. A big fat liar. Oh, and the pseudo-widow. Very, very important. Now, you might be wondering, this is a very big cast for a Pokemon movie. That's unusually big. Why? Well, keep wondering, because it's not really revealed to the end. By this point, Lugia has been name dropped a few times. It kind of shouldn't be really important, but if you look at the movie poster here, Lugia is not in the front and center of the poster. That's 0-1. So when does he show up? So unfortunately, he doesn't actually get mentioned until about a quarter of the way into the movie. It doesn't show up until about 52 minutes in. I timed it, by the way. So why bother having him here if he's only in the movie for about 10 minutes? Most of this movie winds up pretty relaxing, overall has some cute moments, and then a bioweapon goes off. And much of the movie literally becomes Pokemon Chernobyl. I'm not kidding, it goes from laid back, chill, everything's good, but it then turns to racing as time, both because of Pokemon, there's radiation, and there's only 20 minutes left in the movie. But maybe the pacing problems why they had so many characters, because they had to get all past their own fears, and with the power of friendship, split up to just barely manage to save the day. Surely the last 15 minutes at this point is just celebrating so we can move on to the usual relationship between these two way second. They now have a wildfire, which appropriate for California, but I just wish our process was only about 5 minutes. But that's really it. So this movie, Thomas really loves it for some reason.
It's such a good movie. It's a very normal.
He refused to admit there's interesting dynamics, which weak. But it's okay.
Alright, so next up is my movie, and mine is Destiny Deoxys, and it gets real political really fast. Because Rayquaza does not support immigration for illegal aliens. He unloads the hyper beam as soon as they cross the border. But, he defeats Deoxys and then goes off to the bar to get drunk. But little does he know, Deoxys knows recover. And it's only just a very slow recovery that takes 10 years, so the movie jumps ahead and we get to see the actual locale of our movie, LaRousse City, the city of the future. Sorry, not that future. We know it's the good future, because they have wind power. People movers outside of the airport. And robots have taken everything.
Wait, that's the good future?
Yes. It's better than the future we're on track.
God, yeah, we are in Silicon Valley. This checks out.
Alright. And then we get to the main plot of the movie, where Ash meets a kid who has a big Pokemon trauma issue. I really like this plot line. And you know what Ash wants the kid to do? Just come face to face with his fears continuously. And when the kid's not okay with this and tries to run away, well, Ash says I have to beat him up over it. Man, isn't Ash such a great person? Anyways, they realize child endangerment and trauma isn't a great plot, so they fast forward, and now they're doing an invasion of the Body Snatchers, where Deoxys is just kidnapping people, those who are still alive, or just trying to hide and scrounge for food and water. But don't you worry, they let Deoxys out of the cage at the immigration center, and Deoxys is cool with everyone now. But still not done with the plot, so Rayquaza shows up to finish his job. But only at this point, the AI goes crazy and starts attacking everyone because it was trained on edgy 15-year-olds on Twitter instead of normal people. Deoxys end up saving Rayquaza, and then Rayquaza thinks that they're not actually so bad. He's okay with them. He's gonna go eat some rich after this.
Rayquaza, why couldn't you have had this moment before the fucking election? You piece of shit.
Can I talk about a movie now?
I'm still upset about this. So you're gonna have to wait until 2029.
But until then, we can spend our time with Pokemon The Rise of Darkrai. It is the first of the Sinnoh trilogy of movies, which is actually a serialized set of 3 movies. And oh boy, what a start. Ash, John, and Brock all fly to Alamos Town, which is pretty much their only positive experience with hot air balloons. There they meet Alice Antonio, would-be lovers, with a long, storied, and not at all socially progressive history. Come on, guys. Alice Antonio showed them the space-time towers, all 2 of them, And which they're secretly like a massive instrument built by Tony's great-grandfather, secretly meant to play a secret like song by Alice's great-grandmother that like calms all living beings with the power of music. However, the titular Darkrai rises and uses Dark Void to put all the town's Pokemon to sleep, which is almost as effective as showing them Diancie in the Cocoon of Destruction. Ultimately, Darkrai isn't a bad guy, he's just misunderstood. And the actual villains, Dialga and Palkia, they trapped Alamos Town in a pocket dimension just so they could wrestle in peace. So with the town disintegrating, it's up to Ash and Dawn, Brock is nowhere to be seen, to climb the towers and play the magic song so they can calm Dialga and Palkia, all that shit. But honestly, let's think about this. What is this movie really about? Is it about keeping away from licky trainers? I mean, no, not really. They don't do that at all. Is it about not eating Brock's cotton candy, Ash and Pikachu, you pieces of shit? No, it's not about that. And unfortunately, it's not even about Darkrai's long legs. It's about the importance of physical media. Without having a physical copy of the magic song, the town would be destroyed. Darkrai would be dead-rai. And most importantly, Brock's little blue book of babes would be lost. And the courts need that to get a conviction. They need that physical evidence.
How old do you guys think Brock is?
Canonically, he's 16.
He's 15.
15.
He is 15.
But he is
He's had a birthday
Still
since
problematic.
then. Yeah.
He's 21, shut up.
Yeah. So here's my follow-up. Who cares? Anyway, I mean, I think the real... Do you think Brock didn't help them because they ate his candy? Fuck the whole world. I'm definitely not padding because I don't... Jesus. Oh, no.
Speaking of who cares...
Yeah, Max, we know you love Gen 5 so much, we left those for you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Genesect, The Legend Goes Back to... Awakened. An absolutely thrilling Pokemon film that everyone was happy to be involved in. Everyone enjoyed watching this movie. So in this movie, the Genesect, the fucking colonizers, they died out literally billions of years ago and were reanimated and put into robots like it's Sonic the Hedgehog. And what's the first thing they do when they escape? They just find a forest and ours now. Obviously, the local fauna fight back, which I think if we've learned anything, you can't do anymore. And this is a terrible decision made. One, just you can't do that anymore. And two, this causes some of our favorites like, Wooper and Surskit to affiliate with things like Crustle and Seismitoad, which are not Pokemon. And by making an appearance in this movie, they are also not Pokemon. Sorry for Alligator, I'm gonna miss you. Ash solves racism by befriending a Genesect. But Ash is a Pokemon trainer, so, see the cop, Mewtwo saves the day in this movie, and I want to note, real quick, this is a different Mewtwo from the first two movies. He does not remember Ash, or he's the same Mewtwo, and he has also made himself forget who Ash is, which I would understand. So Mewtwo takes Genesect and just yeets him into space, hoping that showing Genesect the curvature of the Earth will cause him to just chill the fuck out. Basically, it's William Shatner's plan with Jeff Bezos. And we know how that worked for Jeff Bezos. Fortunately for us, it worked fine for Genesect, and he's a cool dude now. Could you move on? I don't want to look at this fucking guy anymore.
Yeah, okay, we'll talk about this fucking movie.
Can you go back to Jeff Bezos? Thank you. This is much more soothing.
Yeah, it is. This is going to be a great time. And by that, I mean bad time. Anyway, so our next movie is Volcanion and the Mechanical Marvel. Our story begins with an epic boat battle where the bad guys are revealed to have Digi-Devices and are Digi-Evolving their Pokemon. We then cut to Ash putting that nerd Clementine in his place when the plot suddenly arrives. Ash becomes magnetized to the plot for reasons? But the plot has had nothing with this because, well, it's racist. We then fly off to a city that was apparently built by Leonardo da Vinci. So, in case you need a refresher, Leonardo da Vinci's exploits included bad portraits, a helicopter that doesn't work, and apparently this place. They then head off to the plot's nature reserve and encounter an injured Pokemon. The plot doesn't want to heal them because it believes their raw food diet and strong immune system should defend them from physical injury? That's stupid, so they treat them anyway. We then flash back to 500 years ago where Leonardo da Vinci reveals that his last name is actually Latvia, and then Alpha in the present does the same and brings part of the city into the sky. And
I mean, to be fair, like half of all Pokemon movies involve a flying castle. They really like Castle in the Sky.
Well, I've only seen 2 of them, so I don't know. Anyway, Alpha then reveals that his secret evil plot is to blow up a nature reserve. They get into a fight with Alpha and they break his Digidevice. And now the bad guys are neutralized, they have a new problem, which is that the Flying Palace is going to land in the middle of nowhere. So the plot heroically sacrifices itself to destroy the Flying Palace, and with the racist boomer now gone, Ash and the gang have solved racism. The end. No. God fucking damn it, no. Fuck! The plot lives, and then he declares Ash and the gang the good ones. This is progress, right? Please let me have this.
Wait, if Ash is a Pokemon now, what does that mean?
I guess it means he has a new bike.
Our next movie is Detective Pikachu. What most people remember about Detective Pikachu is the compelling story of abandoning a shitty office job to hang out with a Pikachu that is actually Ryan Reynolds doing a PG&E Deadpool while also secretly being your dad. And who amongst us doesn't want to abandon society and return to Pokemon? That's not rhetorical. Who's enjoying the current timeline? How are you doing that? Please tell us now. Okay. But that's just what Palantir wants you to think. I mean, has Ryan Reynolds ever even visited his son? And when his son does visit, he takes him to underground fighting rings and allows him to meet a serial sex offender abomination, Mr. Mime. If that didn't haunt your dreams after you saw it, you might be part of the problem. Compare this to the incredibly healthy relationship between the CEO and his son. Or the Ditto? Is his son the Ditto? I'm honestly not sure, and I don't want to know because frankly the Ditto scares me. It's invasion of the body snatchers in Pokemon, and we've already had problems with Mewtwo. And sure, they ran a company that does Pokemon experimentation, runs the media, did a 9/11, but they turned everyone into a Pokemon, so they can't really be that bad. Yes, they can. Thank you. Yes, they can. I want to return to Pokemon too, but giving the power to Rupert Murdoch isn't the way. And for that, I give Avengers Assemble, Disco Elysium, a threat level severe. But if you take anything away from this, just remember that your father really doesn't love you enough to visit you. He just wants to be friends.
Are you okay?
Do you need help?
You know, that's what BetterHelp said, and then they ghosted me for 4 months.
Wait, how about palette cleansing with a Pokemon?
I mean, I know you need help because I had to rewrite this for you because it was way darker.
So,
You're right, you did take the ideation out of it. I appreciate it.
In refreshing news, let's just go to Pokemon Forever. You know, the movie that definitely did not last forever. So, we're going to start the movie strong with a very important lesson for kids. Stranger danger is still real. take bread from strangers, you get thrown into a future where everyone you know and love is dead. I mean, the guy.
Wait, what about everyone I hate? Are they also
dead?
Fuck yeah, let's go.
Some of them are also going to be alive.
So, I mean, the kid takes the horror super well. I do think because he's able to be vaccinated now. Which means that he actually gets to date. Like, it's great. They have a raggish son. They all just get to play. There's no cares in the world. It's great. I love this for them. I mean, sure, there is a plot, I guess. The plot's kind of just like if you combine Princess Mononoke and Nausicaa into a weird love child, where the third member of their polycule is like Arceus. And honestly, I think Arceus' sole contribution was these vine tentacles. Anyway, because this is a Pokemon movie, everything gets resolved, and Ash's boyfriend unfortunately does have to go home. But it works out, because we learn that the kid is Professor Oak. So, I mean, he can't date Ash, but he sure can date a Ketchum.
Nice.
Do we need to take him to Epstein's Island?
No, he's going after Ash's mom now. He's fine.
I don't know. He's doing that to get to Ash.
I'm going to move on to Pokemon Heroes. Because, you know, it looks pretty action-packed and completely away from any question. So we start with some exposition where Daddy Latios turned, fresh recent leaves into, canals just to drown a couple of evil Pokemon. He died. His spirit was left behind in the Soul Dew to now be protected by orphan kids. Supposedly it's valuable, so of course someone's got to steal it. And just maybe the kid will around it. Why not? Just kidnapping. This is giving all the good signs of a heist movie. I'm here for this. But we have to jump cut to Ash, visiting the same city from a water Pokemon race where he kind of runs into just Latias by accident, who helps him cheat because she feels like it. Fortunately for us, Pokemon can't really condone that, so they make Latios make him lose at the last second, and I appreciated this. We don't really meet the legendaries again until Pikachu, the usual thirsty boy, causes Ash to run into Latias, because, yes, this is Latias. If the weird hairpin things didn't give it away, or, that she has this weird fixation on Ash. I don't want to deal with it. They visit a museum, things seem pretty normal, until Ash starts stalking a girl that looks like Latias, who basically tells him to piss off. It's serious whiplash from the sweet girl, but regardless, don't chase someone like this. It's creepy. You're going to weird them out. Anyway, he almost gets his ass kicked by Latias until Latias unfortunately steps in the way. He plays dumb to get out of trouble, and then we kind of just cut to Latias having way too much fun with him. Like, she treats him like he's a new pet puppy, and it's really, really fun. I love this one. Unfortunately, Ash was kind of so distracted stalking someone else, like he didn't notice that he was being stalked, which makes everything go downhill really, really quick because this movie's running out of time. So our villains capture Latias in the Soul Dew. The tech-savvy one goes on an absolute power trip, as the tech-savvy ones do. This ends up breaking the Soul Dew, creating this massive tidal wave that threatens to kill them all again. They fix it, but it kind of just kills Latias in the process. But, it's fine, we're moving past it because Latias gets over it, everyone gets over it, Ash gets kissed by Latias or beyond, but I don't care. If he gets kissed by somebody, either way it's weird.
Alright, next up is my favorite Pokemon movie, Pokemon Up. This movie, our protagonist, Carl, has decided he's finally 10 years old, and he's ready to go on his Pokemon adventure. He catches his first Pokemon, a scout type named Russell, and he goes to the brand new region of South America. And like every good Pokemon trainer, he immediately finds himself challenged by a rival. And his rival is Charles Muntz. And, Carl's building a nice balanced team, like a scout type, a ground type, 2 flying types. And Muntz is going for the classic of 5 fighting types and then 1 flying type. They had a truly climactic battle. The ending was great. I loved it. He defeated his rival and got to go claim the gym badges. I loved it. It was truly a breath of fresh air after some of these other Pokemon movies.
Andrew?
Yes, Thomas?
I checked with everyone here. I checked with the audience.
Yeah.
This is not a Pokemon movie.
No, it totally is.
No.
It follows the formula. It's got
you're with me, right?
Adventure.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
He's taking his life on this isn't a Pokemon.
Wait, you're telling me Channel 11 isn't going to have
Look, I needed something positive, guys. I needed to have something positive.
We had to watch all the Pokemon movies.
I watched them too.
And you watched
I don't
watch them too.
No, I don't trust that you watched them. If you were doing Up, like you were having us
I was
watch.
the one hosting all of those movies.
Yeah, you were hosting the movie on one computer, and on the other computer you were watching Up.
I did not watch Up 23 times.
Did you watch Well, there are a lot of Pixar movies. I mean, sure, you had to watch Incredibles 2, which is about Pokemon film quality, but like...
Andrew, I'm just disappointed you spent all that time watching some shitty Pixar movie instead of awesome Pokemon movies like Giratina and the Sky Warrior. And this movie is less about Giratina and more about Shaman, and it starts off exactly like how today started off with a wholesome pancake breakfast. And Ash, being Ash, little shit, and refuses to wash his hands. Shaman arrives and asks everyone to help him to the flower garden, and a lot less...
Max, is that your
That's my garden!
Yeah, the flower garden. Well, not much of one. So Shaman kind of just annoys them until they say yes. So upon saying yes to this magical quest, they travel through Poke Norway to find Shaman's flower garden. And they get to many hijinks, like they're sucked into a giant reverse world and attacked by a giant snake. They're cooked, but thankfully they're saved by Newton Graceland, your average geology professor. Unfortunately, Newton Graceland has his edgy rival Zero. You could say it's his name because it's on his chest. And Zero, he's so cool. He had a digital girlfriend before it was cool and popular.
dude?
Wait,
No.
it's cool and popular?
Regardless of what my friends have to say, they reach the flower garden, but it's not easy, as Zero hacks the local glacier and causes an ecological disaster. So thankfully, they're able to save the day with help of Inverse Snake, Mamoswine, and Regigigas. And then she kind of fucks off, and that's the movie. What a good time. I love Pokemon.
So, Andrew, I understand why you watched Up.
Yeah.
That being said, fuck you.
Fair.
So I am now going to talk about the greatest Pokemon film ever made. Pokemon Ranger in the Temple of the Sea. Griffin, we have very different reasons for enjoying this film. And first of all, is it just me or does it look like Ash is trying to let a Beyblade rip? But, I mean, yeah, I would run away from being a Pokemon movie too. This one tried really hard. It named itself after the worst D&D class. Anyway, not to get all Thomas on you, but this is my favorite Pokemon movie. Is it because of the compelling villains? No, these guys can't even tell if they're hashtag Aqua or hashtag Magma. Is it because I liked water temples? No, I've only played like 1.5 Zelda games. It's a lot more simple than that. You see, I watched this movie on November 29th, 2023. And when checking through the news midway through, because let's be honest, you cannot pay attention to a full Pokemon movie. They're terrible. I received the greatest news in my adult life. Henry Kissinger had died. No, I think it's Laos. I knew this movie had power. Much like a cursed artifact, I had to wield it responsibly. But like every other cursed artifact, turns out it was just a coincidence because goddamn did I try. Anyway, towards the end of the movie, May, Manphy, and Pikachu enter an emergency evacuation pod, leaving Ash to just drown. Could Pikachu and Manphy, I don't know, gone into Pokeballs to create enough space in the pod for Ash to fit? Yes. Is May going to let this golden opportunity escape her? Absolutely not.
Good for her.
You can't fit Jack. Also, Manphy goes Super Saiyan. Oh, we out of order.
All right.
Get fucked, Sam.
Yeah. All right. So if Andrew got to watch fucking Up, this is Dale. So
This is the downers. This is what like the Vicodin after the ketamine.
oh yeah, so this is my favorite movie to contemplate hanging myself to. This Pokemon film goes by several names: Pokemon 3, the movie, Entei, the Spell of the Unknown, or my favorite, Pokemon Daddy's Home. Who doesn't like a nice fur baby that stares at you with confusing support and disapproval? This movie stars Molly, a little girl without a mother and soon to be without a father. I would say spoilers, but none of you are going to watch this movie anyway. The review is public service for your eyes and your ears. As a fresh orphan, Molly is a little greedy though. When the Make-A-Wish Foundation offers to grant her one of her wishes, she just kind of runs with it. With a new magic daddy, she is able to kidnap a new mom and then just check the fuck out. You'd think she'd wish for world peace, the peace in the Middle East, or some kind of, I don't know, kindness for people or undoing ice or something. But no, she makes the dumbest wish anyone can make, to be a teenager. Who the fuck wants to be a teenager faster? It's just hell. Anyway, this movie was so bad I would have rather spent the time walking around my neighborhood looking for stray cats. So for this movie, I just wanted to give it 3 wanted cat posters out of full litter.
So, I kind of decided to be nice to you, Max.
Uh-huh.
I took one of the Gen 5s.
Thank God.
This is the only time I'm going to do a favor for you.
Thank you.
So, we're going to jump to Kieran versus the Sword of Justice, or the film where they really wanted to edge into My Little Pony's market. And, in one of these rare moments, our protagonist isn't Ash. So, instead we have Keldeo. Keldeo is a horse with a sword, but, the worst possible way you could have a sword. Not like this. Or this. Just this. Sure, okay. Keldeo wants to join the Pretty Pony Club, but to be a member of the club, you just need to prove that you have a cool sword, or you have to prove it by beating a legendary Pokemon in Mortal Kombat. Keldeo says, I'm not going to train for it, I'm just going to speed run to the final boss.
What is this, Breath of the Wild?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Fellas, have you ever messed up a fight so bad that you got beat up in front of the Pretty Pony Club, got all your friends frozen in ice, and needed another protagonist to drag you through your story? Because you sure aren't going to help the city under attack because of you. I mean, Keldeo really only steps up when Ash is about to be frozen in ice for breaking and entering. He gets this power-up sequence, and then this very questionably shaped horn replacement. I mean, he still loses too. He only survives because, he gives up and Kieran just admits that he was just being a petty king. Anyway, basically, because he has a sword now, he gets to join the Cool Horse Club, and, that's our moral. If you have a sword, you get whatever you want, and we learned nothing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we're going to go on to Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. Once again, we kind of started in a distant past with a war between 2 kingdoms with the innocent Cameron Palace right in the middle. Weird placement, whatever. It's really hard not to see this beginning as subliminal advertising for Fire Red and Leaf Green, but whatever. Regardless, the battle between the versions isn't really looking good, so instead of saying something heroic, Sir Aaron kind of just says that he abandoned the kingdom, and worse, kind of pulled the biggest betrayal and blinds Lucario and sticks him in the staff and just fails. Lucario's staff is kind of returned to the palace. The trio meetings glows. Everyone gets doused with uranium to chill the fuck out, and they're just gonna move on. Fast forward a few hundred years to the palace, holding a festival to celebrate Sir Aaron with cosplay and a battle competition, as you do. Ash kind of wins with questionable battle skills. His name is Aura Guardian. I didn't name it, that's a horrible name. But it's a role he's really bad at because kind of like every other Pokemon movie, he kicks off the plot by accident. Lucario just confuses them, and honestly, I don't know how you confuse Ash for Aaron, but I guess it's the A.
I think it's the confidence.
It could be. Honestly, it could be. So here's where the plot splits in this movie, because while this whole Lucario drama is going on, Pikachu gets kidnapped by Mew. And at least Mew takes me out too, so we get a translator of what's going on. But you know what? I'm okay with this, because Mew is just the most adorable kidnapper I've ever seen. I would be okay with this. Bouncing back to Lucario, they travel to the tree beginning to get Pikachu back. But most of the journey is kind of just lost with this pile of flashbacks. Like, they might as well have called this Lucario and the mystery of his trauma. I get what they were going for, but they could have done with half as many scenes. But eventually they do get to the tree. They kick off this whole body metaphor with like the veggies and this weird plasma stuff, kind of serving as antibodies absorbing everybody except the Pokemon. We get it. Humans will eventually be food for trees. I don't want to think about mortality mid-Pokemon movie.
Oh, I do.
I don't.
Like mortality mid-Pokemon movie? Yeah.
That's so weird. It's fine. Everything gets solved by the sacrifice of Lucario after he learns his master did basically the same 100 years ago, which results in this weirdly charged ending. So, look, this movie actually has some pretty good morals to it. It has some good lessons about trust in here. What I have a problem with is how many people fed a dog Pokemon chocolate and think it's totally okay. They could have shared literally any other treat, like a cake, a cookie, a nice fruit platter. No, they chose chocolate. I guess the dog's dead anyway, but who thought this was a good idea?
What a good movie. I really like that one.
Thomas, don't you love all of these?
Well, not all of them. I only like the good ones.
I just want to be clear. He likes the movie where they kill a dog by feeding it chocolate. Well, is your second favorite movie Butterfly Effect?
Okay.
It's like three people like, fuck.
You guys have demanded I do a Pokemon movie.
Yes.
Fine. Pikachu's Vacation. I saw it in theaters. It's a Pokemon movie.
Yeah.
I saw it in theaters. It makes it a Pokemon movie.
No. Just because you see something in theater, you can go to the theaters and see a compilation of cat videos. That is not a movie. That is cat videos.
But the compilation is a movie about the cat video.
No, it's like 30 different TikToks.
No, that counts. That's a movie. It's cinematic genius. But anyways, this is where Pikachu finally gets paid for all those appearance royalties and just fucks off from the series. It's great. In fact, I really like this one because Ash had 7 seconds of screen time, and this was basically it. I'm there for that. If any movie that cuts Ash out more than Keldeo, good Pokemon movie in my opinion. And then they had the great decision of not having Pokemon speak English, except for Meowth, but he gets what he deserves for that. Well, then jumping to the plot, we have this really nice, it's Pokemon Olympics. It's really fun, all the standard sports. We have swimming, extreme, high-speed sprinting. And then we get bullying children, and whose country has the biggest ego, just like the real Olympics. And then they also teach us that, if your water Pokemon get angry enough, they can learn Fire-type moves. So I finally have a reason to dump friendship. I need my Blastoise to learn Fire Blast so you can beat up my rival's Venusaur. So, I just need to keep feeding my Blastoise Revival Herbs. That's what I do. But then back to the plot, we get to see how bad of a trainer Ash actually is, because he doesn't teach his Charizard any move, like Rock Smash, Strength, absolutely nothing. Charizard, most Charizards could get out of that in 2 seconds, just smashing it. But no, Ash's Charizard has problems, so it turns into tag team tug of war. It's fine. It's nice. It's pleasant. And then we get to the ending, which actually has nice fan illustrations. It's very pleasant. And then we get one illustration that I am a little questioning about. Why is Jinx peeking over the wall in the bathroom? Pokemon Company, why is this in a kids movie?
I just hate that you just watched 10 minutes. Sure, this is the Pokemon.
It was at least 20.
This is the Pokemon equivalent of Adam Sandler's Grown Ups, but I thought that'd go over better. Adam Sandler fans, fuck's wrong with you?
Well, don't fear, Max, because we're talking about one of the best Pokemon movies, Arceus and the Jewel of Life. It's the thrilling conclusion to the Sinnoh trilogy of movies, but I will say we will have spoilers throughout this panel, so just keep that in mind.
Thomas, haven't you said every single one of these is the best movie?
Oh, I said all of them are really good.
Okay.
This one is one of the best, though. It's one of my personal favorites.
Wait. So which one isn't one of the best?
I don't like the one with the horse. That one sucks. Well,
This one has a horse.
yeah, but this horse is good. Before I begin, I must note that the back of the manga adaptation shows us which looks to be Ash's gravestone. So this really is the best movie so far. Keeps going with this momentum as it starts with Ash, Dawn, and Rock stealing watermelons from a bunch of skinny dippers. And after Grand Theft Melon, the gang is chased all the way to Machina Town, which is basically destroyed Poke Rome. There, Dialga and Palkia show up and start fighting as if their beef wasn't solved by a magic song 2 movies ago. Garatina, not wanting to be left out, appears and joins in on the fight, and at this point, this whole movie, basically fan fiction. Twins, can you confirm this?
Yeah.
This is where the new characters we all love, Kevin and Sheena, they show up and calm down the legendaries by praying. So that's right, this is the religious Pokemon movie.
Did you watch it on PureFlix?
I watched it on Pokeflix, actually. Speaking of religion, Arceus shows up and starts raining down hellfire on everything, showing the world a taste of his judgment. Dialga, not wanting this at all, sends Ash, Dawn, and Brock back in time to Poke Rome. Well, everyone except Kevin. Kevin just gets lost. And upon arriving in Poke Rome, they're immediately arrested by this man. This is Marcus. He's the villain of the movie. And I love Marcus so much. He's basically evil twink Julius Caesar. Like, he's a top 4 Pokemon villain, and he's so cool, and look at that jawline. And I definitely didn't commission OC fan art of me as his son.
What's wrong with you?
Nothing's wrong with me. I watched a Pokemon movie.
I want to be clear. The people who have written how many pages of Fire Emblem fanfic
Let's move on.
think there's something wrong with you.
Like knows like?
I also like Fire Emblem. Anyways, after Marcus sends Ash to jail, he talks to Sheena with a good one-on-one romantic all the way across the table conversation. He asks her if they poured 1,000-degree burning hot mercury on God in the future, and she says no. So you'll never guess what he does next. God is dying, and Ash just can't accept that. He doesn't want God's not dead, Ash says. So they do some plot things. I honestly was too busy being caught up in how cool the movie is and how starry Marcus's eyes were. So they defeat Marcus, save God, change history, and that's the movie. What a good time.
I don't know what I'm more upset about. The fact that you have again said a movie was good. Sam's next slides were not included in this presentation for some reason. Or the fact that I have to talk about Zoroark and the Master of Illusions, which is what's going to happen, and then we'll find Sam's slides, and I'm very professional, I promise. This definitely isn't what happened when you get a lot of presentations like 2 days before. Anyway, so all I remember about this movie from the first time I watched it was that it didn't pass the Bechdel test, which is why I had to review it, and that Dartling Monkey is actually pretty good in Balloon Tower Defense 6. And if that's all you remember about Zoroark Master of Media, you cannot give a good presentation on it, so you have to watch it again. Just back to the ideation play currently.
We're all gonna die one day, Max.
It's gonna get so much worse. Zoroark is all about some guy who made a demonic pact to gain the power to see the future and use that power to create a fascist media company. You know, instead of solving the world's problems. The problem is Celebi's coming back to collect on her debts. So to repay her, the villain does the only reasonable thing he can do: destroy the rainforest for some reason. So Zoroark gets released into town and is shown a hologram of its child in distress to make it go feral. This allows our villain to create an unhinged narrative about how unsafe the city is to get everyone to go inside and vote Republican. So with everyone locked in their homes, afraid of the streets, and thinking they'll get stabbed to death on the bus or whatever, Kodai is just free to hunt down Celebi. So he kidnaps Celebi and finds out that if you hurt Celebi, it's basically like creating the Water of Life in Dune. The problem is he picks the wrong golden path and is ultimately defeated by Ash and friends, who force him to confess his crimes on live television, something we are certain will solve this crisis. So anyway, Kodai's president now.
Yeah, maybe he did pick the right golden pet.
I think so. You would think we'd know this. Did I download Sam's slides?
I can't imagine not saving something to the desktop.
Thomas, while we wait, I do have a question. Given your constant love of all of these terrible movies, did you get my lithium package by mistake?
I think I saved in the version of it.
No.
This wasn't downloaded.
Are you feeling like a little happier than usual? Like things are just fine? You don't know why?
I'm about as happy as anyone is when they watch Pokemon movies.
You did get my lithium. I'm
Yeah,
so
you're probably
sorry.
right. Sorry, we're being productive. We're good members of society. How's everybody doing? Does everybody love it when we don't know what the fuck we're doing as convention panelists? This is definitely not the version. This has, oh my gosh. Okay, so my life advice to everybody is if you're doing panels at an anime convention, do a good job of organizing them.
Nah. That's the ultimate. Why do the girls have the eyes on the brim of their hats, but the boys all have the eyes on the top?
Because we're bad at making things consistent.
Because we're cosplayers and they're not.
They know what they're doing. We're fucking idiots.
Because I think ours were made like, theirs were made like 5 minutes. Just like, hey, we got some hot glutes and fat, let's go.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, ours were also made in like 5 minutes, but with like a needle and thread.
Yeah.
So you're saying
Professional.
skill difference.
Oh yeah, skill issue.
Shows you brought that.
Anyway, our next film is Deontay and the Cocoon of Destruction, brought to you by Zales, the Diamond Store.
Not Shane.
We begin in the faraway nation of the People's Republic of the Diamond Road, where Deontay is being asked by the party leaders to produce diamonds. However, Deontay cannot produce diamonds that last, because only real diamonds last. As we all know, diamonds can only be obtained with by providing locals with opportunities for employment. Deontay is afraid of being sent to the camps, so she escapes. Deontay is afraid of... On the surface, she encounters thieves and is rescued by Ash and the gang. Deontay has no idea why thieves would be after her, but Ash and the gang explain that diamonds are highly valuable and are extremely rare because they take millions of years to form, are rock hard, and their beauty and luster lasts forever. And they are definitely not available at a low cost and customizable to your liking. The only thing that can do that is a unique kind of Pokemon like Deontay. Deontay is confused about the concept of being unique, however. So, to help her understand, Ash and the gang introduce her to capitalist freedom, like overeating, going to the mall, and buying things you don't need.
Yeah, Chris's shirt.
Yeah! Deontay is then attacked by thieves again because her totally unique ability to produce diamonds is just so valuable. They then escape into the forest, where they encounter where the People's Republic of the Diamond Road has unleashed an evil Gorgon to recapture Deontay. However, Deontay has learned the values of capitalism and being an individual. She then performs the once-in-a-lifetime miracle that can never be repeated, creating a real heart diamond, saving everyone from the evils of communism. And if you too would like to be saved from the evils of communism, you can buy a diamond at Sales, the Diamond Store.
Are you sponsored?
Yeah. You getting paid for this?
I mean, yeah. Aren't you guys selling ad space?
Damn, I didn't know we were allowed to.
This is not enough people to sell an ad.
I do this for fun.
I mean, they have a lot of money. Max.
Turn it on.
Give me my ending back.
I'm working on it. Okay. There's a lot to do here.
All right. So now that we've talked about almost all of the Pokemon movies, yeah, we just skipped a kind of like a Gen 6 movie because
We skipped several. We reviewed
Yeah.
19 movies, and I think there are like 28 in our
So,
spreadsheet if you
anyways.
include Up.
I need to talk about our tier list for all these Pokemon movies.
Well, all of them are like S and A tier, right?
This is why we don't let Thomas tier list anything. Because he has bad taste. Alright, Thomas, here's how we tiered them. So Detective Pikachu and Pokemon Up, I mean, fantastic, pinnacle of cinema. I mean, I was traumatized by the live action Pokemon, so we have to put those in S and A. We'll give Thomas a couple movies like I Choose You and the original movie and Pikachu's Vacation. Like we can put those in B tier. C tier are the movies that are just only there because nostalgia says they should be. You know, the second movie, the third movie, the fourth movie, the fifth movie, the sixth movie. And then under D tier, we put all the movies that start with T. You know, Destiny, Deoxys, Dark Ride, Giratina, Secrets of the Dungle, and Due to Returns. I mean, yeah, it's great. And then F, movies that we really didn't want to watch, like, you know, the Arceus movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thomas, I'm sorry, we really hated the Arceus movie. And then after, we put things that just shouldn't exist, like Volcanion and Pokemon Rehydrated.
Okay.
Why did they make that?
That's a good start for a list. I think you should raise everything by about 4 tiers.
No.
What are you gonna do? Demote one of my movies?
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
let's
Wait,
do
no,
that.
I didn't mean it.
No, we're yeah, there we go. I think that's where Arceus belongs.
Yeah, that's right. So we're also gonna tier things, which is like the better tier list, the cuter tier list. And we're gonna ask which of the Pokegirls Ash is most likely to end up with. Okay, so we're gonna look at the love interest here. That's really good. Let's start on the list. Anyone who flirts is a means to an end.
I mean, it's Ash. He could still end up with someone like that. He's dense.
What do you got?
Let's do anyone who's like a gentle them or gentle they, gentle man. Let's do that.
Let's also take out anyone who's like a companion because like they're only flirting because they're like contractually obligated to love Ash.
Otherwise, they're not getting their bike back.
Okay. How about anyone who flirts with others?
Okay. Anyone who we aren't actually sure is flirting because they might just have an attitude. And like that leaves one, right? Like it's just one left, right? Right?
No, one's two.
Executive decision.
Wait, which one is that? Is that the
That's
other one?
Latios.
Okay.
Specifically Latios.
What if it was Latios?
Good for him.
Yeah. No, I mean, he could do so much better.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you for coming to our panel.
Thank God.
We had a good time talking about Pokemon, so you don't have to ever go watch those movies. Just stay, so you're never going to get that time back. Yeah, thanks for coming. Follow our socials so you can keep up with our other stuff. We go to a lot of cons in the area and give way too many panels. So we had fun being here, and we hope you had fun. We hope you have a good MagWest.
Yeah, I'm sure you had a good time just listening to Pokemon movies.
We also have business cards. If you'd like a business card, we have badge ribbons. If you would like a badge ribbon, we have a microphone. If you would like to ask a question, because we have 7 more minutes, and I don't know what you'd ask about Pokemon
Less
movies.
than an hour? That's
Yeah.
They're cool.
It's because this is supposed to be, we make our panels be 45 minutes, because panels are 45 minutes, and then we run over anyway. So if you have a question, use the mic. If you don't have a question, don't use the mic. If you would like a thing, come on up and get a
And if
thing.
you just want to tell us what your favorite Pokemon movie
If you'd like a
is,
marble,
there's
someone
good
gave me a
taste.
marble earlier.
Which Pokemon do you think should have had a movie?
Which Pokemon should have had a movie? Are you restricting us to legendaries?
Yes, because they stopped making them.
That's fucking boring. But wait. You're restricting us to legendaries because they stopped making Pokemon movies.
Okay. But
So
hear
if
me
they
out.
kept making Pokemon movies, I could say Noctowl.
No. Hear me out. So technically, according to Pokedex definition,
Mhm.
Arcanine is a legendary Pokemon.
Hell yeah. It is the legendary Pokemon.
Is that just going to be a police movie?
No, it's an Airbud movie.
Hey, yeah, we need more.
We're going to get a
Airbud movies.
Dashbun movie.
Well, they're already
Yes.
doing a new Airbud movie next year. Very excited. We're making a panel about Airbud. We have a problem. Would you like a badge ribbon or a marble? I washed it. I promised I washed the marble. Someone gave it to me, and I was like, I don't know why you're giving me this. I'm going to give it away. Yes, guy who works here.
I don't get paid to be here.
I know. I also work conventions.
Yeah. I just wanted to say I liked the gag that on the tier list of the movies you didn't put any of the Gen 5 movies in there.
They aren't real.
Okay. I have a question. Why do you all dislike Gen 5 so much when you're ignoring the critical evidence that I was a child when it came out? So
No, they make a really good point. Okay.
Of our group.
Your childhood was wrong.
So, A, you're making an incredibly good point. That is the best argument for liking Gen 5 is I was stupid in 8, and I haven't grown up.
I would like to point out 9/11 happened when we were children, but we don't like 9/11.
I don't know. We get a lot of 9/11 videos. But if you want to know the actual answer to that question, we have an entire panel about it.
And honestly,
It's on YouTube.
It's the only game, like, series I skipped on purpose.
Isn't even on.
Hello?
That's weird. Come on, Griffin,
This
ask
is
us.
my pitch for raising the tier rating of the Pokemon movie 3 with Entei in it.
Let's go!
Because there's a scene where Team Rocket is like waving through like a crowd of like unknown Pokemon.
Yes.
And James says the hit line, I haven't seen this many strange letters since the last time I placed a personal ad. That is a real line in the movie. And so I think that we should raise it to A tier, also known as gay tier.
So my position on Pokemon 3 is that Jesse and James are actually Ed and Lorraine Warren, and it's a Conjuring film. But the line for us to review Pokemon 3 is all of us.
Yeah, because I came up with a fantastic joke this morning for it.
I'm in front of
That was
you.
me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What else have we got?
Yeah.
Who else likes
You guys don't have to stay here. You can leave.
You can. It is true. You can leave.
We do appreciate you sitting here just
Actually,
vibing
lock the
with
doors.
us.
Don't let them in.
No. This is an info warrior. We're not like loyalty checking people.
That's
Sorry, did we release the cast yet? Or
Yes. It's